Venus signs, do check out your placements to get a message that most resonates with you. I'm not telling you what to do. The oracle's not telling you what to do. Ultimately, you have free will, therefore you make the best decision for you and those involved. Reverse them, take what applies and leave what doesn't. It's a general reading, not a private reading, so it may resonate, may not resonate. Please be aware of that. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating. It is greatly appreciated. I saw the Knight of Cups a few times, so there might be somebody coming in, maybe being very charismatic, flirty, maybe approaching with some emotions. This could be you. You have the Hanged Man. Sorry, I know it's dark. Hanged Man energy as the overall energy, which is stuck energy, but it's only because things are being shown to you from a different perspective, or you're trying to see them in that way. You have the Nine of Wands, a hesitation, but this is also an energy of pushing through, of perseverance. So let's see what else. Crossing that is the Two of Swords, stuck at a stalemate, maybe some sort of indecision, maybe even ignoring someone. So there's a hesitation here. All right, Eight of Swords, stuck in your mind. In the past, the Two of Wands. It's interesting because in the past you had a decision here, seeing the overall picture, making a decision what action to take. But right now, the challenge is still that decision, Two of Swords. But at this point, it's kind of like I'm blocking it off, or I don't want to give it much attention. But it's definitely on your mind with the Eight of Swords. On your mind is the Ten of Swords. So some sort of ending or a suffering, some sort of pain. Your outcome is the Queen of Swords, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy. So the Queen of Swords is one who is, I think she's willing to listen, but doesn't wear her heart on her sleeve. This is, I'm also getting, because the Queen of Swords tends to represent like the divorced woman, the widower, or just a woman who's been already in a commitment, who's been Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups type of energy. But because of all of the struggles, Ten of Swords, all the suffering, she's either turned cold or she's turned to her logic for guidance versus her heart. All right, let's take a look. What is this Hanged Man first? Queen of Wands, Aries, Sag, Leo, the Eight of Cups, the King of Pentacles. So for the Virgo male, there could have been a fire sign, Aries, Sag, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, in your life. Maybe you've walked away from them. They've walked away from you. There could have been a lot of attraction to somebody here, but emotionally there is some sort of detachment, or it's possible that you were very excited about something here, but Eight of Cups is normally walking to the Nine of Cups, right? A wish fulfillment, feeling happy within. Hey, JR, how are you? And then the King of Pentacles, which is you, Virgo. I mean, it could be Taurus and Capricorn as well. But there is a stalemate energy here. Bottom of the deck is the King of Swords. So you have King and Queen of Swords both here. So I feel like this is either heavily on your mind with the Eight of Swords, King of Swords, you have the Hanged Man. It's just a lot of like thinking, a lot of, I think it's kind of like a lot of energy in this. You could have felt that you've sacrificed a lot. What is the Nine of Wands in the current position? The Emperor, Aries energy, that's a spouse energy, could be a father. Maybe you are a parent. You have the Judgment. So the Emperor is also one who is a leader, okay? He's been through a lot. I always like to say the Emperor is the one who leads the army. He's the one that has to make sure that those who are fighting are coming back home alive, basically. So he has a lot on his plate. He has a lot on his hands. So it's very possible that right now, this is what you're feeling. You have a lot on your plate. You have a lot of responsibilities. People could see you as cold. People could see you as arrogant maybe. You could also be taking control right now. Hey, Ree! You could be taking control right now. With the Judgment, this is an opportunity, either a second chance at love, a second chance at starting life, at being in control, especially if there's been some sort of ending. It's kind of having this, here's a new slate, a clean slate on life, and then you have the, I didn't even realize the Empress came out. Emperor, Judgment, Empress. That's pretty amazing. That's clarifying. These are three major arcanas clarifying this minor arcana, the Nine of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Wands. So you're waiting on something here. And the Nine of Wands represents this, it could be like a wall. It's not necessarily a wall, but it's definitely a wounded warrior energy. I don't know if you're thinking about the person that you're committed to. I don't know if maybe you're not committed to them and maybe thinking if things could work out, if there's a second chance with the Judgment. But overall, if I'm not looking at this as people, this is looking like taking the bull by the horns, taking a hold of the opportunity and expanding and growing and making something beautiful out of this. Venus, Virgo. Let's take a look at the Two of Swords. Okay, Queen of Cups just wanted to come out. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Could have it in your chart. Doesn't have to be. But the Queen of Cups is a very loving energy, okay? Not only is she very loving, she's very caring. She likes to give her love. This is how she shows her care for others. You know how some people, like, they show their care by giving them time and energy? She actually gives her emotion. She's very caring. I really don't know another word to say. She's also represents emotional healing, although the King of Cups represents that more. But the Queen of Cups represents emotional healing, caring for oneself emotionally. Four of Swords, there you go, a pause, a break, and then the Ace of Pentacles. So out of this healing period, out of maybe even self-love or just finding that love within you and bringing it out to others, but not in a way of like, oh, I had to do this, but in a way of understanding that if love is within me, it's going to radiate out of me. Just like if hate and negativity is in you, people could see it in your face. You know how like you see somebody walking down the street and you're like, man, that person looks like they live a miserable life. So the Queen of Cups here, and with the Four of Swords and Ace of Pentacles, to me it seems like you've been doing a lot of healing, but this is also clarifying the card that's in the challenge position. You could right now be focused on you, on creating something stable, maybe waiting for something stable, waiting for the universe to give you what you've been manifesting. But with the Two of Swords, there's definitely this I don't want to see anything. I don't know if it's fear. Absolutely have to set your boundaries. It's hard. It's really hard to set boundaries because sometimes within us, we just want to give love to other people. And it's like, but why can't another person do this? Why do I have to set boundaries? Why can't we just respect everyone? Why can't we all just live in peace and harmony? Right? Kind of like that hippie mentality, which makes absolute sense. But life needs that contrast to create, to manifest, because that's how it works. If it was all cupcakes and rainbows, we wouldn't be able to manifest anything because everything would just be given to us and we just kind of be like, well, here's life. Here it is. There's no excitement. Life is, it's not about attaining what we're desiring. It's about the journey towards what we desire. So it's like, oh, I want to, I don't know, let's say I want a committed relationship. We focus on same. Um, we focus on, I want that relationship. Why can't I have it now? I'm working towards it. Why isn't it happening? The point isn't why it's not happening. The point is everything that you go through to get it to happen, if that makes sense. It's not that you have to force yourself, but it's like the dates that you go on, the arguments that you have, and then seeing if you guys can communicate and are compatible in communication. Because imagine you're like, I want this person, I want to be in a relationship with this person, and you're in a relationship with that person. But then you realize that your communication styles are completely different, or you realize that you're the person who's willing to forgive and move on from something, and that person holds grudges, and then they're very passive aggressive, and you're like, what the fuck? Do you get what I'm saying? It's kind of like that dating period is what's vital for the actual commitment, let's just say marriage. And that's what life is about. It's that dating period. And it has its ups and downs. And the ups and downs are absolutely needed because like I said, without the downs, we don't come to that hanged man who says, shit, I don't like the way this is feeling. When you start saying, I don't like the way this is feeling, you start thinking, I mean, you could be stuck in, oh, poor me. Victim mentality can also be represented by the hanged man. Oh, poor me. Why does this always happen to me? I hate life, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we all get stuck in that. Very natural. But the point of that contrast, of that low, is to make us think, I don't like this. I want to think of what I do want. And I know this is not what I want. So it's like, oh, this person's communication style is crap. I'm going to be in the energy that this person understands me and blah, blah, blah. We can't change another person. Now, being in that energy kind of opens the door. So if that person is in that energy too, like let's say that their communication style is crap, but they want to change and they do want to communicate with you, the universe somehow, some way brings an opportunity for that person to have a better communication style with you. Now, it's up to that person if they want to have that better communication style or not. It's up to that person whether they're going to be stubborn or let down their guard or let down their ego or whatever it is. And then from there, we can't really be dependent on the other person's reaction or the other person's what they're going to do for us to be happy. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to expect that we're going to have better communication. And if it comes, fantastic. If it doesn't come, fantastic, because I'm still happy. I'm still going to do the things that make me feel happy, that make me feel whole, because I am not dependent on the other individual. I want the other individual to be in my life because they make me happy or they add to my happiness and we work well together, but I don't need them to feel happy. Do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, what if the world ends and you're the only person in the world? What are you going to do? You're just going to die because there's no other person to make you happy because you're dependent on it. As an adult, we now know how to make ourselves happy. There's been studies. Finding forgiveness from within and realizing. Absolutely, absolutely. There's been studies of babies who do not receive love from their parents. They can die regardless if they're being fed, the basic necessities. But if they're not getting that love from their parent, they die. But we're not babies. We're now adults. We've been through life. We've been through, I mean, not all of life, but we've been through certain journeys, and we understand that what can make us happy. Maybe there's more that makes us happy and we don't know, and that's why we need to explore more of ourselves. That's what it means to love ourselves. It's not this cliche thing that I need to put on a face mask, put on some warm socks, and watch a movie. Yes, that's a form of self-love if that's what you resonate with. But the point of self-love is understanding who you are. When you meet somebody and you're really interested in them, you're like, I want to get to know them. That's what self-love is. I want to get to know Virgo. Who am I? And that's the question that every human being has. And that's why we tend to disconnect from God, from the universe, from our higher selves, whatever label you want to give it. We disconnect because we're like, who am I? We come into this world and we're like, but we know that we are an extension of Source. It's not that Source is some dude in the sky telling us what we can and what we can't do. It's a source outside, but also within us. And if we're that source, we already have that loving energy. Okay, anyway, I'm talking forever here, and I gotta go, man. I have a job. I have two, actually. Gotta support my girls. All right, Eight of Swords. Let's take a look at the Eight of Swords. Six of Swords, moving on. To calmer waters, Three of Cups, celebrating a coming together, and Eight of Pentacles, putting in effort, and the Six of Wands, a victory here. So it could be that right now it's on your mind to have this single mom. Thank you. So the Six of Swords, moving to calmer waters, leaving the past in the past, the baggage here, but also enjoying, having a good time with the Three of Cups. It's a celebration. And for some of you, there is this, but I want things to work out. Okay, what is the Two of Wands in the past? The Magician, the Sun, and the High Priestess. These are pretty good cards here. Manifesting happiness and knowing within. High Priestess, that's your intuition. And then the Two of Wands, it's guiding you. So in the past, Queen of Pentacles, Virgo females, could be another Virgo you're dealing with, a Capricorn or a Taurus, doesn't have to be, but the Queen of Pentacles is also about self-love, self-care, taking care of your environment, being very aware of your surroundings here. And in the past with the Two of Wands, there's a decision here, or there was a decision. What makes you happy, Virgo? Virgo, you're the nurse of the zodiac. So you tend to people, and people come to you. You know how people are like, oh, Virgos are very knit, like they're all about perfectionism, and like they're the ones that tell you, oh, well, don't say I didn't tell you. Because Virgos look at things that people just don't pick up on. Virgos tend to give people good advice because they care to see that another person does well for themselves. Virgos are the type of people that hate stupidity because it's like, how did you not see that? And the thing is, not everybody is a Virgo. Not everybody sees those details like a Virgo does. So, Virgo, I feel like in the past, you knew the direction that you were going, but whatever is stuck on your mind is kind of hindering. It could even be a failed relationship, and it's like, but why did it fail? Why? All of these components, all of these pieces could have fit together. Because it's also the vibration that we're in. Yes, maybe it could have worked out, or maybe you're still in the relationship, and it could work out, but it depends on what we're tuning into. What frequency are we tuning into? Are we focused on, that person is a piece of shit, they're never going to change, I need to tell them how to change? If we're in that vibration, we're in the vibration of wanting to change someone. So what we're attracting is that person to change. So of course we're going to get a difficult person. If we're in the vibration of, I'd like to change somebody with my light, with my love, but I'm not dependent on needing to feel validated and worthy by proving to myself that I changed that messed up person because of me. So we need to really look within. We don't even have to look at our childhood wounds. I don't know. Maybe you had a parent who was emotionally unstable. I always like to use this example. Who was emotionally unstable, and you felt you needed to take care of that parent. You needed to be that parent's nurse. And because that parent was just, I don't know, messed up. I'm getting Pisces in my mind right now. messed up with their own traumas, what are we going to do? You know? Virgo, stop! You're making me talk so much. Ten of Swords, Ten of Swords. Why is the Ten of Swords here for Virgo? She's a Pisces, OMG. Knight of Wands. And listen, with Pisces energy, they tend to be, Virgos are very attracted to Pisces, and a lot of Virgos actually have Pisces in their chart. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Pisces tend to be that dreamer. I'm just going to keep swimming. They also tend to, because there's a 12th house, so it's about escapism too. They don't feel like they don't belong in the world because they always feel kind of like detached to the physical world because it's the 12th house. It's that ascension. So Pisces tend to have a lot of, not all, but they tend to have like mental instabilities, addictions, because of that disconnection from the world, if that makes sense. Virgos, because they're very practical, very grounded, are the type that are like, hold my hand and I'm going to keep you grounded instead of you swimming through the waters. And when you get out of the water and it's like a fish flopping like this, Virgo is like, I got you. Calm the fuck down. And it depends. It depends on the vibrations that we're giving out and that person is giving out, whether or not it's accepted. Anyway, Knight of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Hierophant, Taurus energy here. Again, a very grounded, stable, secure energy. So Knight of Wands is passion. It's let's go, let's do this. It could be very flighty. Two of Pentacles is that juggling. It's like, I'm trying to keep everything in balance. Everything is up in the air. And then you have the Hierophant, which is like, okay, let me sit down. I don't know if you can see this. No, you can't. Can you see that? So the guy over here is sitting down. He has his head like this, and he's writing down something, and there's two people in front of him. So it's kind of like that energy. All right. And the Hierophant represents rules, obligations, obedience, and none of these things are negative. They can be taken negative, but they represent these things that keep us grounded, that keep us in our place, kind of thing. This is why the Hierophant can also represent like religion, because religion doesn't always have to be a bad thing, because there are certain rules and regulations that help to keep us in that grounded state. It's when we turn fanatics that it goes crazy and chaotic. So on your mind with the Ten of Swords here, there could have been a relationship that was always very hot and cold, always trying to keep things afloat. One day it's up, one day it's down, blah, blah, blah. But it was also something that I feel like you felt secure in, to be honest. But it caused a lot of suffering with the Ten of Swords. King of Swords. Could have been with an Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. It doesn't have to be, but it was also something that put you in this state of thinking things logically, of maybe shutting off your heart. And it's a natural tendency when we're suffering. All right, Queen of Swords, Queen of Swords. The World. So the World is a completion of a cycle. It's also an accomplishment. The Seven of Pentacles, investment, reaping your rewards. And the Four of Wands, stability. Home. Ten of Cups. Virgo, this is a fantastic, I was going to say result. This is a fantastic outcome here for you. Four of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles. I don't know if this is somebody who's still holding on, but this is pretty good here. There you are behind the Ten of Cups, the Hermit. Knight of Swords coming in quickly. The Chariot, Cancer energy, Ace of Cups, Page of Cups. We have the Devil, the Wheel of Fortune, Four of Cups. Okay, hold on, because I keep saying it and I'm not even focusing. So there's a lot of love here, okay? There's a lot of love in a situation that's coming towards you. Whether it's the current relationship that you're in and there's a new energy and opportunity to build on this love, or it's new love that comes in. And because of something here that you've learned from the past through this suffering, you've accomplished something for yourself. Something has ended, a chapter has closed, and now you're able to plant this seed, this Ace of Pentacles that came out before, and you're able to reap rewards here that help you to feel secure and stable. When you feel secure and stable within yourself, you're able to open the doors to somebody here. She's coming, JR, she's coming from a place of her own pain, and unfortunately she's dumping it all on you. Ace of Swords, Page of Pentacles, and the Justice. So they want to work things out. They want better communication. They want clarity. They want a stabler foundation. Listen, the person might not want anything to do with you. You might not want anything to do with the person. But the energy between both of you is to have something balanced, to have clear communication. Ace of Swords, Page of Pentacles, the Justice. Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. So there is this struggle. There is this feeling of like, man, why couldn't this work? Why can't this work? But with the Ace of Wands, this is a spark here. Ten of Pentacles. There's some Ten of Cups. I don't know what to tell you, Virgo. You keep pulling out the same cards. There's something here that works out. Now you use your better judgment. If let's say you're divorced, okay? Let's just say you're divorced, and you know that things are not going to work out with the other person. The energy here is saying that things can work out in a way that separately you can work together because there's the same goal. The same goal is to have that security, to have that happiness, that harmony, that you can work well together. It's there. Virgo, I gotta go. If you resonated with the reading, let me know down in, or third parties. Let me know down in the comments down below. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys next time.